come express delivery. Look how smart that looks. This seems like a big deal. Oh, literally, as I'm recording today, a slightly different setup. So this looks more like the standard controller. My shut-off valve doesn't currently have a light on it, an indicator light on it like that. So this is a new feature. So yeah, it will protect your pump a lot better. Also help you save power, help you save water. So it's really good. I'll show you exactly why this new pump controller should be pretty high on your wish list. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get this fitted in the van. Let's go. So with my wiring, it's been quite easy and straightforward just to swap out the old controller, match up the colors of the wires. If you're doing your own DIY system, the controller does come with the really good wiring diagram here. It's quite straightforward really, but you know, it can be a little bit daunting if you're doing it for the first time. But basically you can see the red and the black wires will go to the battery, and you need to make sure you've got the fuse connected in with the wiring as well there. And then the brown and the blue wires will go to the pump. So it's pretty straightforward. Wherever you position your pump is up to you, and the battery as well. And then over here, it's exactly the same with these wires. But in addition, we have the two yellow wires, which will go to the float trigger that's in the tank, and the two grey wires go to the shut-off valve, the automatic shut-off valve. So the wiring goes down and it goes to there. So that's how the controller controls the shut-off valve. If we just lift this panel, you can see the float valve, which triggers the shut-off valve to shut off when the tank is full. Because in order to change that and access the inside of the tank, I have to unscrew the whole hose reel, and there's a little access plate underneath so that I can get into the tank and get to the other side of that. And it has to be screwed in position with a bit of this sticky gunk around it as well to create a proper seal in the tank. My system's not all that old, so I didn't see a need to change that. I'm going to keep my new one as a spare, and I'm going to leave that. But it shouldn't make a difference for me. It should work just the same. Okay, so hopefully that helps you if you're setting up your own DIY system from scratch. These are my controllers already situated in the van. See, they say Streamline, but they're actually made by Spring, branded for Streamline in my two-man system. You see the controllers here and here. Okay. So pretty easy, I think. Don't lose the screws, because I think I'm going to reuse these same screws actually. Okay, I'm going to just try and clean everything up as I go. Because I'm swapping over my controller, I should be able to pretty much just match up the wires. They're exactly the same, so pretty simple as that. I don't think I can go too far wrong, but maybe I'll just get this in position first, so I don't want to lose those screws. So I just have to take these out. So yeah, these screws that are coming out are shorter. Looks really smart, doesn't it? So now we've got that in position, we know what we're working with. Got these neat little clips. Oh, these are really great. You just put the wire in, the two wires that you want to connect, and then when you close the clip, it closes that little piece of metal in between and makes the connection. So when you're working on any wiring, anything electrical, the first rule is that you should cut off the power. So we're working on the controllers here, we want to make sure we cut off the power to the battery. So an easy way to do that is just to take the fuses out. My fuses are just up here, 1 and 2 for each of the controllers, each of the pumps. So we can just take those out And you see when you take them out, the little light comes on to tell you that the fuse is gone, which is a nice little feature on the van. So now we can work on the wiring without any risk of getting electric shock or damaging the controller that we're working on or anything like that. Okay, this is the nervous bit. Okay, I'm going to cut off the old controller. Ready? Let's try and give him a little bit. Should be straightforward if we connect black to black like that. And just close the clip. You can use this pair of pliers here just to close that clip. That's nicely done. Okay, next one. And the last one. So that should be that. Should we see if it works? Yes. Okay. Battery. So this is the one that controls the water shut-off valve, situated here. So my new one, it now has an LED light on it. We need to swap that over, and that's fairly easy, look, because it just has the same push fittings there. So that's fairly easy to do. It's just a little top and one underneath. Put the new one in. Make sure they're done up nice and tight. Not too tight. They're only plastic fittings. How about that? That was easier than I thought. Okay, pretty straightforward. Two sets of wires from my existing controller. So similar to the other side, it should be fairly straightforward to cut the wires and match them up. So I'm assuming that it won't matter which yellow wire goes together on this side. They'll just go together the same. But the two grey wires, one of them has got this red sleeve. I'll make sure I get them together, and then that other grey one will go with that. So they should match up, should be fairly straightforward swap. Again, I've got enough fittings here to do it. And there's a fuse. I won't need the fuse in my particular setup because I've already got it set up with a fuse, so I just need to swap over those wires. So there we go. Just get the cable tie in there. Just keeps all those wires nice and neat and secure. Now we've done all the wiring, we can put the fuses back in. That's it. And you can see when you put them back in, the lights go out. Just put the cover on like that. Really important to calibrate the controller First thing we need to do before we start the calibration is connect up our pole hose. Okay, so I connect my pole hose because there'll be some resistance there in the brush and through the jets that you use, and the controller is going to set up the cutoff in relation to the resistance to those jets. If it doesn't do that properly, it will cut in and cut out when you don't want it to. Okay, so we've made our connection, set it up to my water fed pole that I normally use, and then with the V16 we just turn it on and we need to press and hold enter and up until calibrate appears, and then we go down until it says auto, and we press enter again and it's going to calibrate. So we just give it a few moments to calibrate itself. See it coming out of the thing. So there we go. That's how it knows. There we go. And I think that's it. And we press enter and it's set. There we go. So on this side we've got my second controller, which I showed you before. It's slightly different. To turn this one on, like that. And this has the fill function, and in order to set that, all we have to do is press and hold the two buttons here until it says fill, and now that automatic shut off will be activated. See, if I press the two buttons again, the light goes off, and I'll press them on again, the light comes on. So that's where the water comes in through the filters and into the tank, and then once it's full it will trigger the sensor that's in there, the little float valve, and then it will cut off automatically when the tank is full. So it's a really nice little feature. So that also has to be calibrated in the same way as well, but it has those extra features to control the fill valve. So thanks for watching. I hope you find all that useful. I know it's a bit easy for me to swap over the controllers, so I really wanted to try and explain it in a way that if you wanted to have a go at doing it yourself and setting up your own system, and maybe you're doing it for the first time, I hope that you find that setup video helpful. I've really noticed with the V16 already, I mean, I've been using it for a few days now, and I'm noticing it's definitely running the pump a little bit quieter. It's definitely cutting it off in a more gentle way, and that's the purpose of the controller really, is because over a long period of time you can damage the pump using a univalve when you're switching it on and off all day, every day, that kind of thing. So the idea of the V16 is it's going to look after your pump as well a bit better, even help you save a little bit of water. So we'll have to see how that goes. But for now, it looks really smart in the van. I'm really pleased with it. So thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you again soon.